Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't think my mic's plugged in though correctly. Give me a second.
Sure thing, buddy. I mean, I can hear you, but...
Buddy, now you're trying to be nice now that you've gotten exposed?
Nothing like a brisk dip to start the day.
Wait, are you trolling or are you real?
What do you think's not real about it? Like, just because he's not like, yeah, I get it, he's not as big as you, he has 130k followers though, and he's gonna post out when you do racist shit, and then all your viewers are just gonna defend you.
Oh, wait, so we're defending the view-botting streamer now, the other guy?
Wait, like, don't try to like strawman this to where now you can pull it aside, like, oh, now I get to go dig into every little piece of history that he has and try to defend my racism. This is what most racist people do. They just spin it out and put it to something else.
Oh, like, I know. No, I was just because I didn't know we were talking about another streamer. I thought we were.
Okay, but let's just say, like, even if that was true, even if you was a view bot, like, how would that detract from you being racist?
No, yeah,
right?
It absolutely wouldn't. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay,
dude.
so then, there you go.
Okay, so why do you think I'm racist?
The door. This is going
do you
to
want me
be
to
messy.
link you? Here, hold on, just give me 1 second.
I mean, I know what I've said in
just
the
so
past.
your chat knows as well, because I mean, I think you don't want your chat to see it as well. Can I link it in your chat, or are you gonna just ban me for that?
Oof. Well, I guess you can go ahead and link it, dude. I don't want to cover up the truth or anything.
There, right there. I linked that in your chat, and then there's another instance as well where someone else found it as well, but that other one wasn't really as relative because it was, I don't know. But that's pretty much. It's ridiculous. Like it's all the same stereotypes, all the same everything. Just it's absolutely insane that you can go around and say this type of stuff and then say, oh no, well he's view botting, so that makes it okay, or this, that, or the
Well, I
other.
never said that makes it okay. I just thought we were talking about the other streamer for a second. But you like brought up he had 130,000 followers. I don't know. I thought it was weird. But yeah, no. Let's just. So what did I say that you think was racist?
Okay, do you really think black people are more dumb just because they're black? Like, that's what you said in the clip. You said it.
Did I say that black people are more dumb because they're black?
I'll play the clip.
Okay.
The first one won't load, but the second one does.
Okay. I must have deleted the first one, maybe.
No, it just says media can't be displayed.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. You were like, I think the statement is true. You were arguing with someone else on your stream. You said, I think the statement is true. This is so laggy. Can you play it? Did you do that? Alright. Play it and then I'll listen to it on your stream. I don't know if there's going to be a delay or not.
Okay, retweet this, walk in on the Twitch streamer saying the most racist, is that the one?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. See, you even know where you...
Okay, so we'll listen to it for 33 seconds. I'm going to play it now.
Okay.
Proportionally
Will I have to wait for the delay on stream?
Yeah. Oh, but it's not playing for me either.
That's fine. Did you delete it? You found out that someone called you out, someone who's a big streamer, and then now you go ahead and delete it, and then you act like, oh, it's not playing? Like... What so? And then you think this is funny somehow, and then you accuse...
I'm sorry, are you being real or not? I honestly can't tell if you're trolling or not. Are you trolling?
There's anything trolling about defending it, and now you push it off. First it was your view botter, and now you say it's because you're trolling. This is ridiculous. Like,
okay, so you're being. I just want you to tell me you're being sincere, right?
Yes. What do you mean?
Do you understand what the conversation was about? I'm pretty sure my statement was something along this line. My statement was something along this line. You're not Doug, you're not exposing me. Okay. My statement was something along the line of black people in the United States tend to be dumber than white people. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Do you hear yourself? You say, and you stand by that statement?
Yes.
Oh my.
I'm sorry. Do you think that it's not true?
Of course not.
Okay, can you tell me why can't black people then get IDs for things like voter ID laws? Why do black people go to jail more than they go to college?
I don't
tell me why.
That stuff.
What do you mean you don't agree with that stuff? Those are factual statements.
No. I'm not saying those aren't factual. I'm just saying I think it's ridiculous that stuff happens. But
why does it happen?
Why does it happen? Because people they've been oppressed by.
Okay, and as a result of their oppression, they are
oppressed. What do you mean? I don't understand.
They are.
What are you trying to? They're what? You think they're worse than us because of that?
Like, worse in what way? Less educated? Yes. Less intelligent sometimes about certain issues? Yes. That was the whole point of the fucking thing. It wasn't a racist statement, you fucking retard. Why don't you listen to exactly what I say?
Doug, now you bring like people who have like issues like.
I mean, you sound like you have issues. The conversation was about voter ID laws and how voter ID laws are discriminatory. And the guy tries to do a getcha where he says, oh, so you think black people have a harder time getting IDs because they're dumb or whatever? Well, in a lot of cases, yeah, black people do have a harder time getting IDs because they don't know the same ways to get them.
racist people like you hold them down.
I'm not trying to hold anybody down, dog. I'm talking about the realities that exist inside the United States. Black people, socioeconomically disadvantaged people in general, have less access to education and less access to other things to get. Okay. Okay. So you agree with what I just said? That black people have less access to education, right? Do you agree with that?
What, wait, say that again.
Do black people have worse access to education, mainly due to socioeconomic status? Do you agree with that?
And anyone can go to school. I'm not gonna try to like take some ridiculous like SJWS position where it's like black people aren't. You're the one who thinks black people aren't even smart enough to go to school and learn.
I never said that, dog. If black people were able to go to school as well as white people could, they'd probably be doing a whole lot better in the United States than they are right now. You realize you're talking to like an SJW now, right? Like, I'm literally like one of the only people in the gaming community that literally talk about fucking minority issues and all this shit, right? And you take one clip out of fucking context and you try to say that I'm a racist, dude. Are you serious?
Another clip about you too, so don't try to.
Another clip about me, dude. My entire fucking audience go to my YouTube, makes fun of me for being a fucking social justice warrior libcuck. I've literally debated fucking Sargon of Akkad, where I'm sitting here trying to defend minority rights and explain why they're so fucked in the United States, and you're telling me that I'm a racist.
I am saying it because you even said it yourself. You admitted to the fact that you said that black people were dumber. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Because they have less access to education and tend to be socioeconomically unprivileged compared to white people. It's a factual statement.
That doesn't make them dumber than us, though.
Okay, so you want to play... How do you define... I never said that they are genetically predisposed to be less intelligent. I never said that black people can't figure shit out because they're fucking retarded. I said that black people in general have less access to things like education that would help them do things.
The R word over and over again. Like,
which word?
You're racist and you're just. It's. Do you hear yourself right now? Like, you have an audience. You have people that you're influencing.
I'm sorry. What have I said that you disagree with?
Well, many things.
Like what? Name one. One thing. Don't many things me. Name one thing.
Okay. First off, use of the R word. That's like.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't say retarded anymore. I can tell from the conversation that you're probably personally offended by it.
Mental health. Do you know how big mental health is in the United States? If you think you're just going around.
Okay, my bad. I won't say retarded anymore. Okay, go ahead.
So admit on that point that you're wrong.
Admit I'm wrong? That I can't say retarded? I don't know, dude.
You can. Okay, technically speaking, and I get this. You can say it if you want. It's free speech. You can say whatever you want. You could say the N word. You could say the R word.
Well, we're not talking about free speech. We're talking about what's morally or ethically acceptable, right?
I'm sorry, cut off.
Tell me some things I've said that you disagree with. Tell me one thing. Not using. That's not what you called me. You didn't call me because I.
We talked about that. Okay. Now another thing. When you say, like, we both agree that black people are, you know, they're oppressed by white people, oppressed by racist people, and then you say yourself, this is where I disagree with you. You say yourself, and you said it in the clip, and for some reason now it's just not playing because you decided to take it down. You
can't take people's YouTube videos or Twitter videos down, dog.
No, it was because it was like streamed from your own clip. You probably like removed the VOD or something. Anyway,
dog, the VOD is still up. I never removed a single thing I said on the internet. I've been existing on the internet for fucking 6 years. Okay, I'm not removing anything. But go ahead.
6 years, you're still acting like this. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, you're still detracting from the point. Let me just make the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
You said it yourself. You said that you think black people are. God, I wish I had the exact words, but you think black people were dumb. Something about how like they're dumber than us or something. Overall, as a group of black people, they're dumber than white people. And the viewer himself was trying to like, bless him, he was trying to like not make you go off on this like racist rant, and it was just ridiculous. You were just absolutely, it was almost as it was rehearsed, just constantly going off on it. It was just insane. And like now that the video's not playing, I can't like tell you exactly word for word what you said, and then you come on here and you block it off by saying, oh, he's a view bot, he's this, and then you use the R word over and over.
Can I get in here, dude? You're so wrong. It actually hurts. It, like,
with this nation right now. Do you know that? And then you don't even see it. You're honestly, it's absolutely insane. You have this like level of just blindness to yourself, and your chat just backs you up constantly. And now that you got exposed by a big streamer, you sit here and you laugh, and you think it's funny. It's insane to me that like people like you exist this day and age. It's 2017 now, and I don't know. Do you not see this? Can you not just reflect on yourself and see this?
I'm really disappointed in you as a human being, dog.
What? You can't just say what? Let me guess. Do you think women don't have rights either? Do you think that gay people should? You are. I'm sorry. I'm getting really heated right now, but I think it's justified.
Do you know what the other guy was arguing that I was arguing against?
Oh, sorry, I don't watch all of your racist rants constantly and know everything about your background, but I've seen
the other guy was arguing in favor of voter ID laws. Are you in favor of voter ID laws?
Okay, like what? Give me a specific example of it or a case of it. So
we can talk about North Carolina that has voter ID laws that very specifically target minorities to prevent them from voting. Are you in favor of those voter ID laws? Because that's what the person that I was talking to... What?
Oh, maybe if people voted, then people like you wouldn't have influenced to have an idiotic president who agrees with everything you need to... It's insane.
You gotta calm down, dude. You need to take a deep breath.
No, but, like, I understand.
Okay, are you in favor of or against voter ID laws that specifically target minorities?
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know everything about voter ID laws, but like in the context where you're saying that you said
they sound kind of bad, right? The ones specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
They target minorities, right?
Okay, that caller that I was arguing with, okay, was in favor of that. The one that you said bless him, okay?
Places to stick 'em.
So, I don't know why you would take.
Oh, okay. So is this what you're trying to say? Like, just because you're against one thing of racism, just like saying I have black friends, so I'm not racist. Like, don't try to cover up your racism, okay? Like, I get it that maybe he was arguing a dumb point too, but like, I can have bad views but not be a racist. You can have good views and you can be a racist. You see, like, boom, right there. That's like, I don't even understand how you can't see that. And then you have no answer to it.
Hello.
And then you just laugh, like, oh my, I'm sorry, I'm gonna not get heated, but it's insane.
You know what, dude? Actually, hold on, because I made myself a 2017 resolution. Listen, I understand.
To be more racist than you possibly are, not have a hard time talking.
Listen, no, my resolution was to understand people's feelings, okay? And I said I was not gonna bully people.
How? You
Listen,
are racist.
I understand. Listen, I know the whole problem. If I would have used the word less educated instead of dumber, would you be happy?
Wait, so you think black people are dumber?
No. If I would have said less educated instead of black people are more dumb than white people, if I would have said they're less educated, would that have made you feel better?
Like, what, that they don't have as much education or something?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, they don't, but like that doesn't make them dumber than us, like, just because they're black.
Okay, I think that's where we're getting hung up on, okay? I don't think that black people are dumber.
Now you're trying to use semantics to hide the fact
No,
that
I'm not. You're...
I'm usually the one making the ghosts. Someone's being...
No, I'm just like, I'm sorry that I'm picking apart your argument and exposing you right now, but like, I don't get it. Like, and then you just laugh, and then you just keep saying, oh, I've made a resolution to try to understand people's feelings, but you're a racist, so that doesn't matter anyway. Like, it's... Hello?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Okay, I thought you hung up.
Okay. Listen, the issue that I had is that I used the word more dumb because I was talking to the other guy who used that word. So I was communicating with him what we were talking about rather than less educated, okay? And I think I should have said less educated, and then you wouldn't be having this conniption right now, right? Do you think?
I mean, I saw multiple clips, but honestly, like I said, I wish they were still up. It wasn't just one clip of you just saying black people are less, you know, or whatever that you said. I honestly...
Okay, but the argument was literally me defending minorities and saying that I don't think that voter ID laws are okay.
You can be a racist and you can hold positive views about certain people, like, oh, I'm not...
Okay, but I don't think acknowledging the plight of the lack of education or access to opportunity of black people in the United States makes me a racist.
Say that again, sorry.
I don't think that acknowledging the plight of black America and talking about how they don't have access to the types of education or federal ID or state ID that white people do, I don't think that acknowledging that makes me racist.
Okay, no, I agree with that statement. Good, we found some common ground. So, like, agreeing that black people go through difficult times, agreeing that black people are oppressed.
But that's the entire thing I was arguing in both of those clips. You just got a 30-second clip of like an hour-and-a-half argument.
I really wish the clips were up to show like that.
Dude, you can go through my VOD history and find it. I literally just did this yesterday. It's probably still up on my fucking VODs. I don't delete anything. But I'm telling you, the argument, the guy was in favor of voter ID laws, which have been shown by the Supreme Court to suppress minority votes, and I was arguing against it. And
what
the
does
guy
it do?
said,
He keeps bringing back this voter ID. Can you give me a quick rundown? What does it do that makes it...
In North Carolina, the legislature requested racial data to find out breakdowns of how people voted.
Please stop talking
and they,
to him. You
hold on
can't
one
have
second.
a conversation with this level of weaponized autism.
And what the legislature did was they found out that a few things. They found out the types of IDs that black people voted with, and they found out the days that black people voted. And then they tried to curb both of those in order to make it so that minority votes were harder to cast, essentially,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
the Supreme Court went through that, and the Supreme Court said that that kind of shit was not okay.
Yeah, as long as they have an ID, that's all that matters. Like, I don't...
Sure, but the legislature took it a step farther and banned the specific types of IDs that minority voters were most likely to use.
What do you mean? Like, can't you just have one type of ID?
No, they banned the most common forms of IDs that minority voters, even state-issued IDs that minority voters were likely to have. They made it so that those weren't good enough to vote. Right? So the law was pretty racist. This is what the Supreme Court decided, right?
Okay.
Okay, so my argument was that these types of voter ID laws are racially motivated, and all they do is serve to disenfranchise black voters. And then the other guy said, so what are you saying, that black people, you know, aren't smart enough to go and get these types of IDs or whatever?
Yeah, no, that is what you said.
Okay, and that's what I said, and I said yes, that because of their position, if you're working, you know, 12 hours a fucking day or whatever, if you're working 2 or 3 jobs, you've got tons of families and shit, yeah, you're not always going to be smart enough to know where to go to get these certain types of IDs.
See, and that's ridiculous. Like, okay, wait, so
what do you mean that's ridiculous, dog?
That you said that, and you think that they're not smart enough to go off and get...
Sure, because they don't know how to do it. Because if you're working fucking 2 or 3 jobs, you don't always have the opportunity to go and learn. Like, where is my fucking counter treasure? Where's my counting clerk? You don't have the opportunity to take it.
If a white guy was working 2 or 3 jobs, he could do it, no problem.
No, he wouldn't be able to. But historically, in the United States and statistically, black people are more likely to belong to these socioeconomic groups that are harmed by these policies than white people are. You agree with that statement, right?
That they what?
Black people are more likely to be socioeconomically disenfranchised in the United States than white people. Therefore, a greater percentage of black people are going to have a harder time getting IDs than white people, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Then we don't disagree on anything. Then you're taking one word that I said in a 30-second clip and you're acting like I'm a racist.
No, because they're oppressed by people like you. They're oppressed by
I don't oppress anybody, dog. What are you talking about?
They're oppressed by people like you who think that just because they are black, they can't go out and they can't get like different forms of registration.
It has nothing to do with being black, and it has to do with being socioeconomically fucked. It has to do with...
That's all.
Yes,
that's
poor people in general are dumber than more educated, wealthy people. What?
What did you just say?
Poor people in general, yes, are dumber than wealthier people because they don't have access to education. Yes.
Ridiculous. That's like trying to say that like poor people aren't. That's literally. I can't even make an analogy to how dumb that sounds. That's saying that poor people are dumber than rich people. How?
Okay, riddle me this, detective. If poor people were just as intelligent as wealthy people, why are they poor?
Because of the way the system is set up, not because they're dumber. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that.
Okay, how is the system set up to keep them poor if they're just as smart as wealthy people?
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example, right? I'll use an analogy to try to explain this to you. Let's say there's 2 people. One of them is very rich and one of them is very poor, and they both have kids. Technically speaking, they're not both on the same starting playing field, right? One is much more rich than the other, has much more opportunities. Do you agree with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, the rich kid and then the poor kid, they're still both smart, right when they're born, right? Right when they're...
Are they just as smart? Is the poor kid gonna get to go to the same type of university as the rich kid?
No. Listen, I'm saying right when they're born, like when they're babies. Like I understand.
Sure, when they're babies, sure. You don't want to apply for jobs and schools when you're babies, but okay.
No, everybody knows that. I'm just explaining. I'm walking a racist through it step by step, so you don't get to just spin out of it and then just say, oh no, this that. So we agree that when they're both born, they're both just as smart as each other, right? Like,
well, with a little bit of genetic variance, but yeah, sure, yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Counting for that, generally speaking, okay. So then when they go to school, like kindergarten, preschool, elementary school, whatever, they're still just as smart, but like depending on the type of schooling that they get, one could have like better advantage than the other one, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you continue that on through middle school, high school, college, and everything. And all it is that the education has made them smarter, but their base level of intellect is still just the same.
But we're not talking about their base level of intellect. You just said it. The education makes them smarter. So you agree with me, yes?
Agree with you that...
that education makes people smarter?
I agree with you that privilege is literally what is keeping down minorities in this world and letting white people just run
Okay, and what is one way that you can express your privilege? Through your education, yes?
Education, skin color, just all of these things.
Yes, and one of the ways that you get helped with...
The sex, like, just the male hierarchy just holding down... do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm getting really heated, but like...
I know what you're saying. You repeat shit that I say all the fucking time. Literally, word for word, dog.
You might not believe it. Maybe you're just trying to like... What? It cut off. What were you saying?
I hate you. You know how much I hate you?
Why? That's oh, of course you hate me because I'm a champion for people's
No,
rights.
I hate you because we're on the same page and you're playing a semantics game, so you make people like me look like idiots. You're literally repeating shit that I've said on my stream, word for word, dog. Like,
versus knowledge.
but for some reason you think that we're fundamentally different because I say a word that makes you uncomfortable? Like, you've said as much as I've said. We agree. People that are born into more privileged circumstances have access to better education. We agree on that. And those people are likely to be more intelligent growing up and make better choices financially or having to do with contraception or having to do with their finances because they're privileged. These are things that we agree on. But for some reason...
Glad you bring those up. We agree on those. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to ask you.
Okay, but if we agree on those, then we don't disagree on anything. You're just upset that of the implications that poor people tend to be dumber than wealthy people because they don't have access to the same.
You can't say all these things that make sense that we both agree on, and then go ahead and say something just completely ridiculous and crazy. That would be like if I was to just say everything you agree with, and then just come out and say something incredibly racist, like, "Oh, all Mexicans who are legal need to just be deported," or anything racist that you hear.
Do you think that a high school dropout will be as intelligent as somebody that graduates from Harvard or Oxford or some shit?
Like, they both have the same, if they both have the same opportunities, I think.
But they don't have the same opportunities, dude.
Why is that?
Because one went to Harvard and one dropped out of high school.
Shit, but I'm saying, why did that happen?
It doesn't matter why. We're talking about the effect, which is how intelligent they are.
That's what matters in this world. We need to figure out and find out why is that happening. And people like you are what's holding us back from this conversation. It's ridiculous. You make some resolution to say that, oh, I want to understand people's feelings, but if you don't understand those type of situations, how are you going to better society? How are you going to be a better impact? Instead of just spouting racism on Twitch. I understand you have a life on this website. I understand you have a following, but it's just absolutely insane that you'll sit here and you'll have people in your chat who will just back you up. Like, even right now, everyone's it's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. You sit in a bubble where everyone agrees with you, and then someone comes and exposes you, and I'm glad Owl Gaming did that, and then you just sit here and say, I hate you, and then you want me to somehow, like, that's insane. Do you not see this?
Okay, I'm gonna walk you through this as simply as I can. Please try not to get distracted, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm willing to listen. You're on the other hand, you're just toning out your racism to it, but go ahead.
Okay. Do you think that a high school dropout is going to be as intelligent as somebody that graduated from Harvard? Yes or no?
So
no, stop! No! Don't go on a tangent. It's a yes or no question.
You said, do you think?
Is somebody that graduates from Harvard going to be of the same level of intelligence as somebody that graduates from, or somebody that drops out of high school? Which one do you think is going to be more intelligent?
Okay, at that current moment, the Harvard guy will be smarter than at that current moment.
Okay.
Before you quickly try to say, no, answer specifically to this.
So then what do we disagree on? You just said what I said.
When you say that poor people are dumber than rich people, I think
okay, who is more likely to graduate? Who is more likely to graduate from Harvard? Somebody that grows up in poverty or somebody that grows up in wealth?
There's plenty of people who grow up in poverty and they graduate from Harvard because of affirmative action, because of systems.
Do you think that just as many poor people go to Harvard as wealthy people go to Harvard?
I'm honestly saying that the tide is swinging back into the favor of minorities, and I'm glad it's happening.
Okay, then you don't believe in privilege anymore then.
What's that?
You don't believe in privilege then. You just said it. You just said that just as many poor people go as rich people. You don't believe in privilege then.
Okay, let me clarify. Privilege definitely exists.
Why? You just said that just as many people. You made a factually incorrect statement. You said that just as many poor people have higher educational opportunities as wealthy people, which is absolutely not true. Right?
True, I agree. I'm saying more poor people are.
But that's not my question. I didn't ask you if more are going than in the past. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. What I asked you was, do you think just as many poor people have opportunities?
50-50, you somehow now think that it's like, I don't understand where you're trying to get at with this. It's like, I understand you're walking me through and I'm agreeing with you on those certain areas, but I don't get like.
What I'm saying is that if you are born wealthy, you probably have more access to higher education than somebody born in poverty.
If you're born more, yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't think it intrinsically somehow makes you dumber. Because
I never said that. Why do you keep going off there? Are you racist? I'm not saying somebody. Listen, stop.
I'm sorry
stop,
for trying to
stop,
backpedal
stop,
and cover
stop,
your racism.
Stop. I have never said that anybody is intrinsically smarter or dumber than anyone else. I've never said that anybody was born smarter or dumber. I've never said that white people are intrinsically better than. I've never made these statements. I don't know why you keep making them.
not making them. I'm the one who's
Okay,
defending.
then don't say them anymore, okay? What I'm saying, and you agreed with this, was at the moment of graduation, somebody from Harvard is probably more intelligent than somebody that dropped out of high school. You agree with that statement, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and we agree that wealthy people probably have an easier time getting into higher education than poor people, yes?
Yeah, and I think
okay, then wealthy people then wealthy people in general are smarter than unwealthy people. Do you not? Where is the disconnect, dog?
I agree. I'm saying.
Okay, then what do we disagree on?
I think I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not like that great at like debating at this the way that you are, but I just think you're trying to spin around my words and say.
What am I trying to spin? You're the one trying to spin what I'm saying.
See, you just keep saying that I'm doing what you're guilty of doing. It's just frustrating to me. Like, do you disagree that privilege makes you smarter?
I don't think quote unquote privilege makes you smarter, but I think that privilege gives you access to things that make you smarter. Yes, like education.
That's why we need to level it out, level out the playing field, and hold people who have privilege accountable for their privilege, because it's ridiculous that they have that privilege. Like,
okay, I don't know if I agree with those statements, but like these are things.
Hold on, before you go off on a tangent, when you say that, when you say I don't necessarily agree with those statements, because I feel like this is where we get bogged down.
No, we don't get bogged down. We are getting bogged down on you playing a semantics game.
I'm not. No, just answer that. Why? Okay, if I say.
What do you mean by hold people accountable for their privilege? What does that mean?
Okay. So let me break that down. So for example, you have two people. I'm gonna make this as clear as I possibly can. If you get lost along the way, let me know. You have a white male, white cis male, and then you have a transgender minority female. Okay? Do you think they're both on the same plane?
No, of course not.
Okay. So do you think then it is quote unquote fair for them to both be on the same playing field? Like,
probably
do you think it's
not. No.
Okay. So how do you think we need to? That's what I'm saying. We need to hold that white cis male who is holding down society and is holding down everyone below him accountable.
Okay, but it's a different in terms of philosophy, dog. When you talk about it in this way, you talk about like we need to bring people down to level the playing field. The goal isn't to make people with privilege worse off. The goal is to extend the privilege to everybody.
No. But here's the thing. You can't. Okay, if someone is at 100 and someone is at 0, you can't just bring that 0 to 100. You need to bring everyone.
No, dude, that's not the goal. You don't want to make people's lives shittier to make other people's lives better. You want to make it so that everybody's life is good.
Okay, good is 50. Okay, shitty is 0, and just fucking amazingly, stupidly white cisgender male is like 100, right? So you need to bring everyone to 50. You need to bring everyone to that's still a good life. You need to bring everyone to a good level of life. Like, I'm sorry if...
No, what you're saying will never happen in practice. What you're saying is impossible.
If people like you wouldn't keep holding it back. I'm sorry.
No, it's not about people like me holding it back. I'm telling you. I'm letting you know. I don't know if you're 18 or what, but you are never going to convince a bunch of people to destroy their lives, okay? When you talk about bringing everybody from...
You're just going off on random tangents.
I'm not going off on random tangents. You're talking about reducing the standard of living of a lot of people. No one is going to buy into that. You understand that?
It's about the people who have a lower standard of living right now.
You try to